Hi everybody, Jillian here today to share with you my 2016 December Daily foundation pages. Last year was the first year I did December Daily, and I didn't do foundation pages, and I kind of got swept up in the frenzy of doing it this year, so I went ahead and put some things in pockets. I have a couple other 2016 December Daily videos in my December Daily playlist if you guys want to check that out, and among those include a stash kit share, so what I pulled from my stash to go with the December Daily mini kits, and one collection in particular from Illustrated Faith that I knew I wanted to use. So I'll go ahead and link those below so you guys can check those out if you're interested. But in the meantime, I'll go ahead and share my foundation pages with you, or my album so far with you. So I'm using a red 7 paper by Studio Calico album, and I think I got this very steeply discounted, and I'm now realizing that it might have been because the binder here is kind of askew in the album, and it hangs out over the edge a little bit. We'll see what that looks like as it gets more full, but I'll show you the book plate here. It just says The Story of Christmas 2016, so I used some number stamps from the Ali Edwards Up Story kit, and then using the stamp from the Storytelling with December Daily class, I stamped out The Story of Christmas. I used some wood grain washi tape to kind of fill in some white space at the top, and then used a white enamel sticker from the Jasmine Jones mini kit from last year. So that's what the outside looks like. Here's what it looks like inside. I haven't done my cover page yet. I think I'm going to use this transparency that came in the main kit last year. And I'm going to take these numbers here, the 20 and the 16, and I think I'm going to put them on the front of here. Maybe using one of the free files that Ali made available on her website for December Daily. And I got the gold ones from the Emily Lay kit. I really liked the numbers, so instead of buying the main kit, I just got the mini kit that had numbers 1 through 25 in it. And I'll probably paint these white because I'm not in love with the gold. I didn't start with a reason why or intentions or anything like that. That's typically not how I journal, and to me, this is obviously a Christmas album, so I did that last year, a little blurb about what the album was, just for my first time, but I don't think I'm going to do that again this year. So I started off the album with my favorite pattern paper from the Paisley Press mini kit, and then it was also important for me to use this piece of paper from the Jasmine Jones mini kit last year. It says every good and perfect gift is from above, and I wanted to keep this in the front of my album because the reason I celebrate Christmas is celebrating Jesus' birth and how God chose to reconcile us to him. Here is a 2x2 page protector that I cut down. I cut off the third row of 2x2s, and I just straight up copied Ali's album from last year. I used some metal rimmed tags and stamped some of the messy circles on there. This one, the Noel stamp, these were pretty shallow stamps this year, so I had a really hard time stamping a clean image because the ink would get onto like the negative space of the stamp. That's actually the best impression that I got, so I'm not sure if I'm going to go back and fix that, but it's in there for now. And then I'm not ready to fuse this shut, so I just used some washi tape from Target to kind of keep this closed for now. And then I used some chipboard from the Pam Garrison mini kit, some Studio Calico stars, a snowflake from last year, or a star from last year's kit, and then this guy is from one of the Ali Edwards story kits. On the reverse, I cut out some pattern paper from the Pam Garrison kit. I used a thicker here for our initial, and I'm not sure what I'm going to use on the back here just yet, so we'll kind of see how that comes together. For the first day, I pretty much allow one whole page for each day, and that will kind of change as we get into the month of December and I see what stories I'm telling. So I again painted one of these chipboard numbers from the Emily Lay mini kit. I just painted it white with white acrylic paint. I wasn't sure if I was going to emboss them or just paint them, and so far I like the look of them painted white. I pulled a couple of the 3x4 cards from the Pam Garrison mini kit, and this tag is actually from the online shop In a Creative Bubble, so it's a digital download that I purchased and then cut out, and so I'm not exactly sure what the release is called, but I'll go ahead and link it below. So on to day 2, I just put my favorite cards from the kits in here that I knew I wanted to use. That way I didn't forget. And I may pull something from the back of the month if it goes better with what's happening in the beginning of the month, just keeping it really flexible here. I'm also varying my numbers. So you can see this is a 2 from a We Are Memory Keepers thicker set. This 3 is left over from last year's kit. So really my foundation pages are just cards, the numbers, and minimal embellishments. This is a transparency from the Paisley Press mini kit. I still have quite a few of these tags left over from last year, so I wanted to use a few of them, and I'll probably put some washi along the bottom. Just waiting until that day actually happens and I'm in the moment documenting the story to decide what design decisions I want to make. Just some more pattern paper here, and then I figured a 6x8 photo might go here. Again, this will switch up, and you can see here that I'm kind of varying the page protector. So we have a 6x8, the 3 pockets, the 2 pockets, and then the 4 pockets, and those are also things that could very well change. This I happened to make, I just found this red pom-pom trim at Target in the dollar spot, trimmed down this 6x8 card from last year, backed it with some pattern paper from Basic Grays, Juniper Berry, I'm not sure. I cut down a 6x8 page protector with the fuse tool and then used some red line tape to attach this pom-pom trim. And then this is just the reverse of that pattern paper. I may end up changing that. So here again, just another thicker in here, and I didn't stick any of the thickers down. I'm not sure if you can see here, but I just put it on some wax paper, so it's not stuck down. I could still move it around, and I thought I might want to stick it on top of this wood veneer piece. Here I decided to use one of the library card pockets that I had left over from my advent calendar. I just used a paper clip from my stash and another one of these printables from In a Creative Bubble just to minimally decorate this, and this may very well just be my day 9 or day 10, but I like to have things outside of the pocket in this album. Here's another one of those In a Creative Bubble printables. And you can see here my album is like traditional, whimsical. So this paper is from American Crafts, and I love the whimsy of these reindeer. And then this garland here is, I really like that too. So I wanted to keep a traditional color scheme, but along with some more whimsical elements. I have a 2-year-old, I figure I can get away with that. So on this page, I decided that I wanted to use these pattern papers and just cut them into a 2x2 square. I have a rubber piece from the Pink Paisley mini kit, a number stuck in here, and then I just have a post-it note reminding me that for this day I might want to use like an around here spread and just take some pictures around our house and put them in the empty pockets. And so I just simply used a post-it note to kind of remind myself about that. And it may not happen on the 12th, it might happen on the 11th or the 15th or whenever I kind of don't really have much going on but want to include a story for that day. So here we go. I teamed up 13 and 14 here. I thought I might want to use that hand-drawn circle transparency behind the thickers again. And then I pulled some things in from my stash. So these wood numbers are actually from the Ali Edwards Week in the Life kit. I didn't use them in the album. I actually haven't even made the album yet. And I didn't think I would use them for that project, so I pulled them in here, and I might emboss this or paint this, but I liked the different numbers together. This is also from my stash from Ali Edwards, the wood veneer camera. I think came from one of her story kits from last year. So here I have a page protector. It was originally 4 3x4 pockets, and I cut it in half. I do this all the time when I need a little extra room in a spread. So what I did was stuck in one of the tabs here, and I wasn't sure if I wanted it to go up here or down here, but I just stuck it in here to remind myself to use it. And then just like Ali, I'll probably stamp something in here and then put it on the edge of the page just so that you realize that it's an insert. And then here I kind of layered up some embellishments. Nothing is stuck down. So one of these transparent trees from the Paisley Press mini kit, and then a flare badge from my stash. And again here just layering some die cuts. This is a tag from Ali Edwards' shop. She used it last year and it was really cool. And again, I wanted something that was outside of the pocket, so I'm not sure how I'm going to use this, but I definitely wanted to just punch holes in it and get it in the album so I didn't forget to use it. So pretty simple. I thought for day 20 it would be fun to mix up the numbers in in their own pocket, and I kind of like that see-through element also. This is some packaging from a story kit from Ali Edwards, and now that I have this in here, I kind of wish that I had rotated it 90 degrees so that I could open it a little easier. But so far, I mean, it's fine for right now, and then I'll eventually open it up and put some things in there. But I wanted to include that for sure. Another one of these tags, and I really liked this vellum from the Snow and Cocoa collection from Crate Paper, just some more whimsy in the album. I watched Paper and Spool's foundation page walkthrough on her YouTube channel. I'll go ahead and link that for you guys, and totally got this idea from her. So she had mentioned that a whole entire sheet of 2x2s was a little intimidating, but she felt like she could approach it a little easier with just maybe 4 2x2s. And so I decided to do the same thing, and I even taped some red pom-pom trim on the edge here just to provide a little more detail and texture and to make it a little more fun. Again, here is another one of those 2 3x4s with the tab in here. I know on the 24th I have a lot that I like to include with all of our traditions and things like that, and we usually have a candlelit Christmas Eve service, so I typically, or at least I did last year, have a lot of pictures for the 24th. And then this is, this Peace on Earth is a transparency left over from Jasmine Jones' kit last year, and I just layered it on top of this card from Pam Garrison's mini kit this year. And then this filler card here is from Illustrated Faith's Christmas collection. So again, just keeping the more faith-based tone in the album, also kind of just giving a nod again to why I celebrate Christmas. It's more basic gray patterned paper. And then here towards the end, I don't think I have a 25 in here. I'm just now have a ton more page protectors than I know I'll use, and I wanted to put in cards that I liked and I didn't want to forget about. So instead of rifling through a box or something, looking through each individual card, I just put my favorites in here. This is a piece of pattern paper that I had left over from last year, and I loved it. I only have a 3x8 strip left, so I put it in a 6x8 page protector, and I might cut this down and then fuse it shut so that I can include this as a divider somehow. I also thought it would be fun to do a currents layout, so I have this acrylic piece from an old Studio Calico Documenter kit that I might find a place for in the album. And then here's just some more things, a leftover tree from last year. We have several 25s in here. I have a large family. Unfortunately, all of my family is local, so we'll visit my husband's family, my dad, and then my mom, probably on separate occasions. So the 25th lasts a long time, and I usually have a lot of pictures for that. And then I typically go beyond 25 days. Maybe I celebrate with, my mom on the 26th, or my dad on the 26th, or 27th, or whatever. Not sure how that's going to shake out this week. And then I have, this last page is a 6x8 that I have some extra cards in, just some extra page protectors at the end. That's pretty much it. Just a quick run through of my foundation pages. We'll see how this works. Like I said, I didn't use it last year and didn't have a problem finishing the album. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any more December daily inspiration that I plan to post onto my channel. I plan on sharing this spreads probably once a week, or maybe just splitting it in half so that I don't have a long, chatty 30-minute video like I did last year. And I'll go ahead and link that for you guys too. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.